Today on The Young and the Restless, Ashley and Tucker drop a bomb on Abby and Devon, Chance grills Summer, and Diane stuns Jack and Kyle. Nikki finds Nick at Crimson Lights where he's fixing something before heading to the ranch to check on Sharon and Faith. His mother alludes to him going at it with his father, and Nick crabs that he's sick of his dad's fixation with Sally, especially with Cameron in town. He reveals that Sharon is sending Faith out of town, and it's breaking her heart. Nikki worries his hand could be broken, and Nick snaps at her. In his suite, Cameron studies his bloodied and bruised face in the mirror. He flashes to Nick, threatening him, and smiles. At the penthouse, Abby and Devon chatter about Dominic and the photo Tucker sent of him in music class. Abby can't stop wondering, Tucker hasn't missed a single music class. Is he really just trying to prove to our family that he wants to be a part of all this, or is this some sort of angle he's using? Devon knows he's not the most trustworthy guy in the world, Abby replies, especially where my mom is concerned. Devon thinks it's time he puts his plan into action. At the athletic club, Ashley worries to Tucker about Devon and Abby's reaction to their real engagement news. Just then, they each get a text from their children inviting them to dinner. Tucker asks what she'll do if they object. Are you going to put the wedding on hold indefinitely? At the Abbott mansion, Jack mulls giving Diane a preemptive promotion. It could set off World War II. Diane says that's Ashley's fault. Diane wants to work closely with Jack and suggests she take over the position of Chief Talent Officer as Brenda is retiring. Jack notes that all hires go through her and thinks it's the perfect job for Diane. Yes, I can make this happen. They kiss. In the park, Summer thanks Daniel for meeting her. He asks how bad things got after Kyle saw Phyllis in the hotel room. Summer is sure Kyle will turn her in. He found out she knew she was alive all along and didn't say anything. All she could think about was saving her mom, so they did the only thing they could. In Phyllis's former suite at the GCHC, Kyle tells Chance there won't be any footage of Phyllis leaving. She knows how to avoid cameras. Chance notes he's come close to incriminating his wife. Is there something you want to tell me? Kyle divulges that Summer has known where Phyllis was for weeks. I assume she helped her escape. At the GCAC bar, Ashley and Tucker debate Devon and Abby's invitation. Ashley texts Abby they accept. She thinks the best thing to do is to be open and honest about their motivations for getting married. Tucker asks if they're being unfair to Abby by making her keep up pretenses with the Abbott family. Ash assures him she's adept at straddling the fence, being an Abbott and a Newman. At Devon's penthouse, he reminds Abby that the original plan was just for him to spend time one-on-one with Tucker. Abby thinks he needs backup and shouldn't have to face it alone. Devon likes spending time with him. The hard part is when he shows his true colors, and you have to question everything he says and does. Abby will be his eyes and ears tonight. We won't let him slip anything past us. In the park, Daniel is upset that Phyllis has gone on the run again. What is wrong with her? This is just making things worse for all of them. Chance appears and tells Summer he's done playing games. Where's Phyllis? At Crimson Lights, Nick apologizes for snapping at his mother. He's just frustrated. Nikki urges him to let the police and his father's security team deal with Cameron. She says he's an animal and needs to be handled by professionals. If he can hurt Nick, he will, and he will be trying to do major damage. In his suite, Cameron calls the GCPD to report an assault. At Society, Tucker and Ashley greet Abby and Devon as they come in. Abby thanks Tucker for sending the photo of Dom at his music class. Tucker gushes that he was conducting and is a natural-born leader. Abby tells them about the duck special and Devon orders cocktails. Ashley says they were happy that they invited them out because they have great news. We're getting married. Abby asks if this is real. Tucker says it's real and the wedding is going to happen very soon. Abby looks dismayed. She says this seems fake. Devon reminds Tucker that marriage is sacred. Tucker is making a lifelong commitment. Abby tells her mother that she knows this is really about Diane. Devon doesn't see how she's a threat when she's on trial for murder. Ashley and Tucker tell them Phyllis faked her death and Diane is free and full of herself. She's more a threat than ever before. At the Abbott house, Kyle interrupts Diane and Jack's toast to ask, "Where is Summer?" They ask what's going on. Kyle wishes he didn't have to tell them this, but he can't keep it to himself any longer. Phyllis has been hiding out in a suite at the athletic club. Jack wants to call the police, but Kyle says he already did. He and Chance went there, but she was gone. Jack asks how he found out. Kyle says Summer led him there. Jack and Diane are stunned at the news that Summer has been lying to them all along and knew Phyllis was alive long before any of them did. In the park, Chance knows that Phyllis was staying at the athletic club, and he guesses Summer dragged her out of there. Summer convinces Daniel to let her talk to Chance alone. She tells the cop she thought he was on her side. He now knows that she's been lying to him the whole time. Summer doesn't regret her actions. Stark forced her mother to do everything she did, but there's no way to prove it because he's dead. Chance reminds her they were supposed to have a relationship based on trust, but now she won't trust him and he sure as hell doesn't trust her. Summer tells Chance that Phyllis took off after Kyle saw her and could be anywhere right now. Chance tells her he could arrest her right now and she challenges, "Do what you have to do. But I still can't tell you where my mom is because I don't know." She'll come clean if he guarantees she won't be arrested. Chance can't do this and warns her she's playing a dangerous game. Chance gets a call and has to leave. Chance enters Crimson Lights and chews Nick out for taking matters into his own hands with Cameron Kirsten. He asks if he went to his hotel room. Nick wants to know what he's getting at. Chance will spell it out. Cameron Kirsten has filed a complaint. He would like to press charges against Nick for battery. Nick tells Chance he gave him a piece of his mind, that's it. Chance has to take him in. Nick denies hitting Kirsten. He warned him away from his family and told him to leave town, that's it. Nick fumes that Cameron killed his daughter's cat. Was he just supposed to let that go? Chance hisses, "You should have let me handle it." Nick retorts, "Well, you didn't handle it, Chance?" The cop says he gave him the benefit of the doubt when Ashland was killed, but he can't do that again. Cameron appears and wonders if Detective Chancellor will keep chatting with his assailant or arrest him. Nick seethes that whoever did that to Cameron's face, he'd like to shake his hand. Cameron says, "Like you don't know who did this to me." Nick denies touching him. Cameron tells Chance to look at Nick's knuckles. Nick holds up his hand and says Cameron was running his mouth, so he hit the wall out of frustration. Cameron lies that the next three did this. He gestures to his face. "Do I need any more proof?" At Society, Devon and Abby are put out by Ashley planning a wedding to torment Diane. Ashley is sure that she'll convince Jack to put her in upper management and wreak havoc in the family business. She asks them to keep this private. If this becomes an issue with the board, she's hoping she can count on Abby's support. "I'm hiring Tucker to be a part of our senior management team, and I'm also floating the idea of removing Jack as CEO." Abby fumes at Tucker. "I knew it. I knew you were behind this. You are using my mom all over again." Tucker smirks. Abby can't understand how her mother is not disgusted. Ashley tells her that Tucker has nothing to do with her plans regarding Jabut. In fact, he's tried to talk her out of it on numerous occasions. Tucker says he wants to start up something new with Ash, but if this is what she wants, he's all in. Ashley says if anyone is using anyone, it's her. Tucker says he loves her and wants a real marriage. Don't blame him, okay? I'm the one who made this call. Abby and Devon apologize for misjudging Tucker. Abby's happy she's not on board with her mother's fixation on Deanne, but she's chagrined that he wants to lure her away from Jabut. Ashley isn't planning on going anywhere, nor is she planning on letting Jack hand the keys to the kingdom to Diane. She's happy to have Tucker's support. In the park, Summer tells Daniel that she tried to plead her case with Chance, but he got a call and took off. Daniel worries it was a lead on their mom. Summer worries they may never see her again. Daniel vows they won't let that happen. At the Abbott house, Kyle goes on about Summer's lies and says she couldn't have hurt him more if she'd stabbed him. Jack tells his son it's inexcusable and that he did the right thing. Diane questions if they can blame Summer for protecting her mother. She says Phyllis put her in a terrible position. Kyle argues that no one forced Summer to lie to him. Diane asks him if the situation were reversed. Who would you protect? Diane goes on that she doesn't condone what Summer did, but they shouldn't judge her too harshly. She must have been scared to death. Jack argues that Summer could have told them at any time and saved them a world of torment. Diane says that Phyllis could have prevented this whole thing months ago. Summer is not the villain, she's just as much a victim as any of them. Jack mutters, "You're a better person than I am." Diane says she's not, but if they should blame anyone, it's Phyllis. She tells her son that Summer deserves their compassion and forgiveness. Kyle tells his mother she's amazing. Diane just knows he and Summer have something very special. She doesn't want to see them lose their marriage because her mother is a narcissist. Kyle doesn't know if he can turn the other cheek. There have been too many lies and too many days of watching her suffer while blaming himself. She chose a lie over our marriage. How am I supposed to get past that? At society, Tucker and Ashley think they should go. Abby points out they haven't even got their food yet. Ashley thinks they've given them a lot to digest for now. Tucker teases that next time they'll include Dom and stay away from wedding talk. Once alone, Abby tells Devon, "Those two baffle me. I don't know who I'm more worried about, your dad using my mom, or my mom using him." In the park, Daniel tells Summer if they put their heads together they can figure out a way to help their mom. Summer hollers that she's facing murder charges and there's no way to prove that it was self-defense. Unless, what if there was a witness? Daniel says nobody else was there, you know that. Summer says the cops don't. Daniel doesn't think this sounds feasible. Summer wonders what if there was someone who was willing to come forward for the right place and swear he saw everything. At Crimson Lights, Nick says he'll go to the station after he checks on Sharon and Faith. Chance says he will check on them. Once you go through booking, make sure you call Victor and get him on the phone. Cameron gripes about Nick getting special treatment and then chuckles as Chance cuffs Nick and reads him his Miranda rights.